Waiting for the signal. I'm looking at you peripherally. We're gonna get a countdown, or she's just gonna drop it like it's hot.
She usually just points at us.
She gives the thumbs up.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna wave.
Did you know Sabrina made a 14 on a par 4?
All right.
That up to things she should not be saying.
Do you want to get it going? You want to open with a new segment?
Are we going to do that?
Well, I might have 2 new segments for us today. We'll see. We'll see.
Do you think we'll ever repeat one of these brand new segments, or are you just going to do them one and done?
Well, I mean, we make this whole thing up on the fly, right? So I might need the viewers at home to let us know if we've repeated a segment or not.
I literally spent 0 time thinking about this today.
Well, so here I got a video for you. So we're going to open with a segment. Before we start talking about the tour, we're going to talk about the tour here in a minute. But before we get there, this new segment is golf's highs and lows.
Oh.
So there were 2 examples, at least stories that I ran into this weekend of golf's highs and lows. So first the lows. I'm going to show you a video here that might be one of the worst starts to a tournament ever. So first tee shot on a tournament, hit play. Here we go.
Is it worse than a 14?
Tee shot, full-on rip drivers, basically a heel shank backwards between the legs.
Through the leg.
Now he's in the bush. Guaranteed that was an attempt at a swing, so now that's 2. Third is a little bit of a scoop out.
Yep.
Maybe should have been a penalty, maybe not.
It's time to try to get that thing back in play. I can see.
And then number 4 is high lofted club off the tee box.
Just wedge it back out.
Wedge it down the fairway. May not have even made the fairway.
Interesting strategy.
So, hitting 5.
I wouldn't have chosen that first.
So that was the that was the lows. Let's talk about the highs. There was a Guinness World Record this weekend.
I haven't heard this one. What is this?
So, a collegiate player shot 16 under, shot a 55, par 71, played at about 6,600 yards, I think.
Wow.
Home course type of deal. Shot, 16 under, 55. Here's a scorecard. Show the screen of the scorecard with 5 pars.
5 pars. Wow. Was it Chuck Woods? He's doing pretty well in tournaments.
5 pars. It was
5 pars. How many eagles?
No, Alexander Hughes.
Yeah.
Like roughly 4 eagles. So he had a hole in one on the second hole. I didn't count them, but I think 3 or 4 eagles.
It's a pretty good round of golf, Dave.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yep.
So
wouldn't shoot 55 with a 14.
So golf's highs and lows all in one segment to get us kicked off there.
Thanks, producer Sabrina.
Let's.
No, before we go any further, I want to make sure people know about this. We're doing this next week, Dave.
All right.
Got a complaint letter, which we get from time to time. They're usually pretty silly. This one is pretty silly relative to what reality is on these, because this one is particularly interesting. It's from Anonymous, so I love those. I'll read the first sentence, and then next week we're going to dissect everything about this.
V for Vendetta.
GOLFTEC Executive Management, we are writing you this letter to share our experiences with what we believe to be fraudulent practices on the part of GOLFTEC. There's nothing fraudulent about what we do here, but we'll dissect every complaint.
So we're going to do that next week.
Yes,
So okay, so we open with my new segment. We've previewed next week.
Yep.
This is the opposite. This is like the opposite episode.
I'm going to forget if I don't say it now.
Eventually, we'll get to the beginning, and it's going to be fantastic.
It's a reason to watch. If you like the show, then you'll like next week for sure.
Well, in the interest of going backwards, let's get to the tour and let's just talk about the end of it.
Okay. Yeah, that was the most noteworthy thing. Before the end of it, though, did you see how hard it was playing? See how we went backwards again?
Yeah, I think only 4 golfers ended up under par.
Yeah. 4
total golfers.
They had
playing brutal.
Yeah, the greens were really firm. The rough was just long enough.
Yeah.
It didn't rain on the weekend like they might have been predicting. So without a little bit of rain, those greens were so firm.
Course conditions looked U.S. Open-y.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Very similar. So even like high lofted wedges that are normally no problem for anyone, those were difficult even to land on the front third of the green and keep it on anywhere near the hole. So there were a lot of 30-footers, 30, 40-footers on pretty easy shots relative to most of the year for birdie. So it made for just a rough day, man.
Yeah.
But the end was pretty cool.
The end was pretty cool. So I know the 2 shots that everyone's talking about right now this morning as we come off the weekend is first will be, I'm going to show you DJ's putt here. So this was in regulation, right? Got to make it to get to a playoff. I think everyone knows what happened, but here it is.
So this one, I was watching it looked like it broke 3 times.
Yeah.
To the left down the hill, to the right once it got past the hill, and broke back to the left again.
And
your odds of making that putt are less than half of a percent.
And
for
I just
40
realized
feet.
this. It was another world record. For the first time in history, we got half a fist pump from DJ.
Half?
Well,
Okay.
he kind of stopped at his waist. I
Well,
don't
John
think
Rahm did not stop.
John
for
did not
sure.
stop. We'll, of course, show that one next. But
So I saw it looked like they showed John Rahm's reaction on the driving range afterwards. I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
that.
here it- well,
He
yeah,
was a
let me-
little bit surprised.
let me
I don't-
keep going. Let me rewind, and then we'll see DJ's half a fist pump. And then I think they show Rahm here. So right here.
Arm raise. Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
little-
stop.
Little
pretty
stop
low.
at the hip.
That's what pros do.
Time with Rahm. Do you believe that?
Rahm heard the roar. I think he was just surprised.
Which, by the
That's
way,
not an easy hole.
we'll keep going back. We're just going to keep jumping all over the place here for today's show. You see the penalty Rahm took, I think, on Saturday that had it not happened, wouldn't have even needed the playoff,
I
right?
saw it this morning.
putt
You don't have
becomes
that
meaningless.
video, do you?
I don't have the video.
Yeah.
I didn't pull it, but pay attention to what you're doing on the green, right? He's just in the zone and he's kind of doing his thing and going through his routine, except he forgot to mark his ball. So picks it up, kind of looks at his caddying around like,
Tour players
holy
are
crap,
human too,
what do I
Dave.
do next?
Yep.
And then took a penalty, but it didn't matter because of this, right? So so TJ's was the second best putt that took place in the final couple of holes on Sunday. Definitely, here's the best one.
Think of the long
65
San Diego.
feet-ish,
Something
something
like
like
First
that.
PGA Tour win in style.
Let's see how putt's really hard, and it's a good thing it might have hit that flag stick, but you can see how he paced. He probably walked 30 feet before that went in too.
Yeah. So if DJ's watching, that's what a fist pump's supposed to look like.
That was a big one.
DJ, of course, still had a putt to go. That wasn't quite for the win as it happened, but he knew that.
That is from 66 feet.
There you go.
Watching
Rolf described it. He
it's
wanted
crazy.
to kick it out there to the left-hand side, about 20 feet short of the hole.
I think in an interview he was admitting he was trying to leave it between 3 or 4 feet away, just give himself a makeable par.
Sounds fair. If it didn't hit the flag stick at 5 feet, would have been the
DJ
shortest
looks
comeback
over
we
at
had.
him like, "Are you kidding me?"
I didn't see his reaction, but I can only imagine. But he probably felt like he earned that
Yeah.
based on the
Yeah,
putt that
for
DJ
sure.
made. Tough course, firm greens.
Phenomenal
People watch.
fist pump. I mean, just so good.
You're pretty happy about that. Him too. That was a good one. That was straight out of Tiger's book. Yeah, hard course, firm greens, so the scores were pretty high relative to what you're used to seeing on the PGA Tour. Dustin Johnson the previous week shot 30 under par, so
Right.
26 shot difference there.
Yeah.
So know that the PGA Tour players are human too, but that was course setup. And the USGA could certainly take a little lesson from the book there. I don't know if I'd do it just like that.
Yep.
But it certainly seemed fair. The greens weren't turning brown at the end of the round. It looked like this was well done.
Yeah,
I
you
think
make a
this-
golf course difficult, but still look like a golf
Yeah.
course by the time 4 days are done.
Unexpected. I think they had to have been expecting rain a little bit because
Right.
those greens were so firm on Sunday.
Yep.
So
what's
yeah,
next?
we got Tiger not in the top 30 at the
Right.
Tour Championship.
Tiger
so
makes
that-
the weekend kind of barely, right? Does,
Yeah.
okay, but
all right.
ultimately he's not moving on.
I wouldn't mind talking a little more about Tiger Woods' follow through in one of the next couple shows too. I got a bunch of pictures of Joaquin Neiman and Dustin Johnson and how they control their golf ball much better than he does and why.
Yep.
Maybe we'll do that here next week. But
Well, you'd think with him out of the playoffs, we'd have to get creative and figure out ways to talk about Tiger like we do on every episode. But we'll do it.
people
We'll
want
get
to hear
done.
about it, so it's he's got a lot to talk about. Quite
Right.
honestly, even when he's not playing well, it's almost easier for me to talk about his game. But still an awesome player. Had a great year. I think by all accounts he would have taken where he finished right now.
Yep.
I'm sure teeing it up earlier this year. That's about all I got, man.
So next they go to the Tour Championship, right? Then we've got another major here in about 3 weeks or so. U.S. Open in about 3 weeks.
Yep.
And then if I scroll down here, I'm looking at the schedule. We got the Masters coming up. I mean, a whole bunch of tournaments between now and then, but then we got the Masters coming up November 12th. So speaking of brown golf courses, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I
what
hope
it's
it's
gonna
not
look like.
Augusta, but man, I've said it in a couple of these other shows before. It's just going to be interesting to see what that course looks like.
Yeah.
Without the azaleas blooming. Although
I'm
maybe
not
they'll
sure
be in Augusta, they may figure out how to do it, or maybe they'll just use cool zoom backgrounds when they're on the
You can
telecast.
fly those in real quick. No
So,
problem.
so I got another segment for us
Oh,
as we
another
go
one.
to,
Yeah, we
as
need
we go
more.
to round all this out. So this was actually the real segment I wanted to have today. So new segment. It's called "It's All About Perspective." Golf is a lot about perspective, right?
Sure.
So here we've got Justin Thomas hitting quote one of the worst golf shots ever hit in history.
Okay.
So we'll play through that.
in betweener with more club.
I think
than
this
you might
was
think, and
Friday,
it's a
maybe?
Soft
Alright.
swing.
I haven't heard it yet.
Up until last year, the top 5 going into next week.
Ever hit in the history of the sport. Ball ends up pin high, maybe 60, 65 feet, right? Long putt, like we were seeing. But it is all about perspective. So there's one of the best players in the world saying that was a terrible shot.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to leave us with this one. I
the
think
cat video?
this might only play through once. So this is just some dude. This is Joe Schmo on the driving range. I don't know why he's getting recorded, but he is. It's because there's video cameras everywhere nowadays. This is a 40-yard chunk, just a complete landslide over it, followed by a club twirl. This guy was pumped. Here we go. Sod, club twirl.
That's how you
I
end
mean,
it.
that's how I want to enjoy golf, right? I want to be that guy where
1/3 of a
just-
fist pump.
and then give it the tiger twirl, and there we go.
Well, on that note, I can't wait to see what you have for a new segment next week.
I'll let you know when we're filming. Here we go.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, catch you next week. Oh yeah, and he's Nick.
That was pretty good. This is a lot of new segments, man.
I
I can't even keep up with them.